Hey, we're back, and I'm just going to show you kind of the other side of what we just looked at in our previous video. But this is a Alba striata. They get about 25 feet tall. You can see that up top you almost have like 100% screening. Down below, because this is kind of a shaded area, you can still see through a little bit. So this application would be great for if you had a privacy fence and you want to get up over the privacy fence to block out a two-story house. But usually if you had the sun on one side or the other for a good part of the day, you're going to see quite a bit of density in here and not be able to see through. And there's also things you can do, like space them a little closer depending on the application that you're trying to do. A lot of times, if you don't have the leaves and the density of the leaves, you're going to have the canes. It's just going to chuck full of canes, and you're not going to be able to see through because of all the canes. These plants here are only maybe 3 years old, 2.5. Well, they're probably about 3 years old now, but they're very, very beautiful. I'm going to kind of bring you in on them a little bit. You can see the canes, the variegated stripe. Beautiful, beautiful plants. I'm going to show you the blue again here. This is our farm, the front of the farm. The blue, you can see all the new shoots coming up. I mean, they just look amazing. There's a new shoot right there. There's actually quite a few. There's one that's halfway up. Beautiful plant though. That would make a blue would make a great screening plant. It is a little bit more expensive, so a lot of times people use it as an ornamental. I'm gonna just kind of show you down the street here. This is the entrance to our farm. You can see another blue, and then you can see the whole property line of the Alba striata, which is very similar to graceful. But we also have many other plants. These things, get about 25 feet tall with 1-inch canes. But, we have a lot of different varieties here. And they all do different things. We can usually grow you this size plant, or at least get you a 12 to 15 foot screening within 1 year. If you purchase our super pots, our 3-gallon super pots, and you plant them with everything that we give you or recommend, and they will really grow tall and fill you in. And I'll show you an example of that here shortly. Let's just walk you around here. Here's the blue again. And then this is going to be the dwarf Buddha, but you can't really see it right now, the cane. I'm going to show you that again later. The Hawaiian gold. The beautiful old Hami. Let's see if I can show you that from a distance. And those are spaced pretty far apart. Those are an 8-foot spacing. So if they were closer, you would definitely have the privacy with them. Okay, here's another one. This one kind of spreads out. Large profile plant. Here's a bigger than life elephant here, or elephant plant. This thing is gigantic. I mean, I can literally walk under this thing. I actually have these on the other side of the farm, and I threw it with the tractor, and it just started growing here. But people really love to see this thing. But just to, put it in perspective, how big it really is. I mean, it's twice as tall as me. And you can see it's pretty muddy here at the farm. We had rain all week. It's just been hammering us.